My name is Alexis. I was born in Atlanta. I'm 29 years old, and this is my story. Being born in Atlanta and transitioning to Milledgeville. Actually, I was transitioned to a town called Hancock County. They call it Spit Town, home of the Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? That's my town. I love Sparta. That's where my family's from, basically. Um, it was kind of hard because I seen Atlanta as big city, big lights, and my spirit always told me I was born to be something. I always listened to do something. So I always look back to Atlanta for that to keep going, like to keep pushing. And then I met a person that changed my life forever in Atlanta. Diamond Cherie, I want to shout out her. I love her to death. Like she did that for me, and like ever since then I've been booked and busy in Atlanta. So, I met Diamond in 2021. My mother, she is from New Jersey, and she transitioned down here a couple of years ago as she was younger with my grandmother. And my family has not had the best of history, but I am the curse breaker. I am the generation breaker of my family. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna seal the deal. I'm gonna be the one to do that. My dad, he was already originally from Sparta, and my whole dad's side of the family is already in Sparta. Like my granddaddy, his name is Willie Kitchen. I love him to death. Truly, honestly, you know what I'm saying. My grandma, she passed away. Rest her soul. I love her truly. And Sparta just like an overall good time for me because I remember when I was little. Sparta used to have Pine Tree Festival. It's like a kids fair. And when we were little, we used to get all excited and get all happy because my daddy would give me and my brother like $50 a piece to go to the Pine Tree. And me and my brother used to be running around acting so crazy because like Pine Tree, like if nobody else get packed, if nothing else get packed, Pine Tree bring all the people out. Like back in the day, we used to have to scrub past people just to get through the crowds of Sparta because like it's so packed, so packed out. But Sparta's my hometown. My mama, some reason, she was going through some things and she had to move to Milledgeville, and that's how we landed there. I am the oldest of four. I am 29. My brother just turned 28, May the 19th. I have a younger brother named Little Leon. He want to rap, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to push him to do that too. And my sister, my baby sister, she has cerebral palsy, and she's not able to walk, but she's very strong in her mind, very intuitive, very smart. Will put you in your place real quick because she's a Scorpio, and you know how them Scorpios are. Being a big sister is kind of hard for my situation because like my mother can be a tad bit in her way sometimes where she don't want nobody else to be the dictatorial person, when I feel like everybody has feedback on life and what goes on in life. Like me, I hate to say this, but I've been through a lot and life has taught me like tremendous things. And if we was to come together as a family, like I want us to now, we'll be a bigger empire. Like I seen my mama go through like a lot of stuff in life, and I used to always be right there in her corner seeing it. So like when people try to come upon me now and bring me drama, I know how to deal with it, how to handle it because I done seen everything they used to see in life. So I graduated from Baldwin High in 2014. I'm Baldwin Brave. Coming up in school, I'm gonna start with elementary first. Like I went to pre-K in Sparta, Georgia, and I went to Emmy Lewis in Hancock County too. I used to love Emmy Lewis, but my mama like she moved us out of Emmy Lewis in the second grade. She moved us out of Emmy Lewis in the second grade. That's when we moved to Milledgeville. And then I ended up getting retained because my mother moved us in the middle of the school year. And we know once you move in the middle of the school year, Milledgeville and Sparta, like they teach us on two different levels. So they feel like I didn't know the criteria of Milledgeville and Sparta. So they put me back, and that's how I ended up getting. I supposed to really graduated in 2012, 2013. And you know what I'm saying? But I got out of there though. But yeah, like stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? But Emmy Lewis. And after Emmy Lewis, we moved to Milledgeville, and that's why I went to Southside Elementary. And that's in Milledgeville, Georgia. And I had a lot of fun there. I dealt with a lot of things in middle school, in elementary, middle school, high school. People wanted to be bullies, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I've had to deal with a lot of bullies coming up in school. I had to deal with a lot of pick-me's, wanting to be superior, like, but it's all in the head to me. Like, I feel like if you want to be something, like why not put that work in to be anything? But you know, we younger, we didn't know any better. But then, but that's just what I was experiencing in school. Like a lot of pick me's, like people picking at you because of you this. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I was younger, like my mama, we didn't have a whole lot. So I'm kind of scared because of the environment I had at home. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got older and I was able to take care of myself, like none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that. And it's just like I didn't deal with a lot of bullying in school, but I had a lot of overall friends. Everybody did know me and stuff like that in the school. But I did try to pick and discernment who I hung around. And a couple of times I caught myself in the wrong crowd of people. I had this girl I was hanging with, slept with my baby daddy behind my back. Like I done had all types of stuff like that happen to me. But you know, I took it as a lesson and a blessing, because I feel like if you was able to take anything from me, that was never me. You know what I'm saying? So okay, I have had a run-in with a lot. I worked at Kmart a couple of years ago, and the HR guy tried to accuse me of stealing out their store. Like, yes, tried to accuse me of stealing. But when he walked up to me, he was like, "Can I see you for a minute?" And I was like, "Sure, you can see me." And basically what he did was he tried to say that I took some stuff, but I did not take anything out of his store, like at all. But if anything, they tried to say I was stealing, but me and him was in the back of the room, back office, just fussing at each other, going back and forth. And they arrested me because I became very aggressive of him trying to accuse everything of me, and I was arrested for that part. But after that right there, Maxine Blackwell of Millersville, Georgia, like she expunged everything that I was charged with off my record, and I was able to pursue and go full throttle and everything. Like 2 weeks later, I got a job at Lowe's. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed, so I was right back in. So that's the only run-in I've actually had with the law. I try to avoid the police because I realize that they can be help, but they truly are not a help. And I've had like situations other with the police too, but those are too explicit to kind of go into. Okay, with my kids, I had a run-in with the law with my kid's father, because like he met me at a time where I was kind of younger, and my mom didn't want me with him, nowhere near him, because she felt like he was older than me. And he became very obsessive, like wanted to be around me 24/7. And my mom went to the police. She was getting stayaways on him. She was getting all type of stuff to keep him away from me. And we in love, you know what I'm saying? We care about each other. You couldn't keep us away from each other. And it's just like, it became crazy. And then like, he did the most worst thing you can do to a person like me. He stole money from my mother. Like, one day I was getting my hair done, and we were sitting in the car, and I left my mother's debit card in the car. And me not knowing that he's not keeping the track, I'm thinking he just like stunned my mom's card at all, her debit card. And when I leave, like he didn't know that my mama had her debit card set up to the point where if some money is being taken off her card, it let her phones know. So my mom called me and texted me. She was like, "Who took money off my car? Who took money off my car?" And I'm just like, oh my God. I don't know. And then I'm just letting it blow over, because I'm like, okay, I know I didn't take it, so she gonna find it eventually. So at that point right there, 3 days in, she's still fussing about this $100 that has been taken off her car. So I said, you know what, I'm getting tired of it. My mom, she done called me all kind of bitches. She done called me all kind of hoes. She done dogged me out about this $100. So I got to get to the bottom of who really and what happened. And so one day I was sitting at her table in her room, and I got my phone, and I got the bank statements and called and see where the money was taken out at. And they told me it was taken out of an ATM machine. And when I went to the store, I was like, "Hey, can you show me something?" And she was like, "I'm supposed to show you this. I'm gonna show you this anyway." And when I seen it, it blew my mind. It had a video of him leaning over the vending machine like he didn't want to be seen. Like he didn't want to be seen caught doing it. Like, and then when I got back in my car, I heard, because he worked at Hancock State Prison. When I called him, he was like, "I knew you were gonna call me," because he knew I was gonna find out that he was the one he knew I was gonna find out he was the one who did it. And it's still to this day, like, I'm the person, I show loyalty to the people who done hurt me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still in my life, still do stuff for me, still there for my kids, still, I can call him right now, he was like, all right. But it just, that moment right there changed everything for me when it came to him. because I'm looking at like if you would take this from my mom, what else would you do? You know what I'm saying? What else would you do? I met my baby dad. Okay, I was in school when I met him. I was in high school, and y'all don't judge me now. But he was talking to this girl named Nene, and he was like, when we was in the car, I just kept catching him staring at me, like just looking. Like when I walked up to his car, he was like, "Damn, who the hell is that?" I just remember him looking like, "Damn, who the hell is that?" And then after him and Nick and Nene had their little fling or whatever they had, that's when me and him pursued to talk to each other. He came around. I think this was in 2013. That's when I met him in 2013. And ever since then, me and him have like been locked in ever since then. 2013. I would say I was 20, 19 or 20, and I think he's 7 years older than me, so directly. I wasn't, so I forgot what age he was, but I remember he was 25. He was 25 or 20, 24 or 25, and I was kind of young. I remember because that was my mom's biggest thing. Like my mom didn't want me talking to nobody that was older than me. So yeah, and he worked at a prison. He worked at Hancock State Prison, like where it was known. Like I'm gonna tell you, like, then the sad thing about me, I didn't like how I am now. I don't pay attention. I wasn't paying attention to how people was and how they could move and how they could maneuver with you. But now I know that, like, if I would knew what I knew now, like he was somebody I kind of want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret it because I'm gonna tell you something. Like I'm not gonna lie, he done a lot of bad things to me, but I'm grateful that he was able to give me my kids, and he was always there for me. That's what like allowed me to, because I'm telling you, I came from a very troubled childhood. Like I've seen a lot, and I told him that yesterday on the phone. Like he got a spiritual gift that he don't even know about. Like he a natural healer. You know what I'm saying? He's a natural healer and don't know it. But sometimes, like, I think when I asked him why did he take that from my mother, he said he did it because she needed. Well, me and him needed it, but I said you didn't have to take that from my mom to feel some type of void or something like that. Because he was the type of person, like, he would bend backward for me. He'll give me anything I want, anything I want. He's the type of person, like, I told you I got locked up for the Kmart situation. Him and his best friend were finna go do some crazy stuff to get the bail money to get me out. If the world don't know, I actually have two baby dads. Well, my first one, my first baby dad is actually, he was my husband, and we actually got married. We got married in 2017. And that's when, like, my relationship with him started spiraling down. And I met this other guy. When he stole that money from my mom, I met this other guy. And like, he became my best friend too. Like, he was my stress away from the drama. He was my stress reliever. He was like my best friend. And like, when I became close with my other kid's father or whatever, Dre became in his one of like his little crazy moves of wanting to be overprotected. Like he was stalking us so bad around town, like it was ridiculous. Like everywhere me and my other baby daddy would go, we would see his car rolling through behind us, riding behind us, like on our ass, like terribly bad. And like my baby daddy, he was like, listen, one day how that man acting, he gonna do something to you, and I'm gonna have to be the one to do something to him, because I ain't playing. But we used to go out, and he just act so crazy. He stalked me. I ended up getting pregnant by my other son, baby daddy. Like I ended up getting pregnant by him, and he pushed me while I was pregnant, full blown pregnant, pushed to the ground. Like what he did, he tried to get mad at me because he made the decisions to still try to be with me after I went on with my life. Like he wanted to control that bad to the point where he wanted to stick around in an unhappy situation that he knew. You know what I'm saying? Like then when out in the streets, out in the world, he wanted to paint this picture to the world that I was the bad person when you chose to stick around after you knew my situation. Like I moved on with my life. And Dre, I guess I was his comfort zone. He always wanted to be with me, always wanted to be around me. But, you know, stuff happened. Like he done a lot of bad things to me, but, you know, I've learned from it. I got married in 2017, so I think I was 21, 22. And what inspired me was, like, I wanted to settle down with I want to be happy in my life. And I always wanted that. And then I'm gonna tell you honestly, I had just watched my mom get married. And that kind of inspired me because I finally seen my mom happy. She was getting married. So after she got married, I got married. After she got married, I got married. And I remember sitting there praying. I'm gonna tell you, I got a very close relationship with God, like very, very, very close. And I sat there before I married him. I said, Lord, I know I'm not ready for what it comes with, but just guide me along the way. You know, just along the way. And I'm telling you, I feel like God never took your eyes off of me, because like he was shooting me through that whole thing. When my relationship got so bad to the point where I ain't gonna lie, when it was time to pick my kids up from school, I used to get in the car and go to the bus stop. I used to pray and like, hey, God, help me see me out of this relationship, because I know it's my time to get out. I know, you know, it's a feeling when you know it's your time to get out. And I was just, because I kept worrying about a marriage, like paperwork, divorce. And I was like, man, you don't have to like completely divorce to actually walk out. You know what I'm saying? To walk out his life. And that's what I did. I walked out his life. He probably feel like the way I did it was the worst way. But you know, the person that helped me get myself together, I truly thank him too. You know what I'm saying? I thank him too. I feel like I was picked on in school because like I didn't have all the nice clothes that everybody had. Like my mom worked all the time and she could barely afford bills and barely afford this. So, and I just feel like the girls in my school, they wanted to, I'm not gonna say, I feel like my self-esteem wasn't as high as it is now. Like I'm very confident in myself now, because I'm telling you, like, I feel like when you're able to take care of yourself, you would know yourself better. But I wasn't taking care of myself back in the day. My mom was, and we didn't have everything. Like me and my brother, we used to come home to lights being out, no cable, no food. Like when we used to invite people to our house, me and my brother, like, honestly, my brother is like my backbone. Like I love my brother tremendously, because like my brother is my backbone. Like we got it out the mud together. Like everything he went through. I'm gonna tell you, like to this day, I was like Thanksgiving Day of this year, I tried to like honestly sit down with my mother and like vividly have a decent conversation on her about like why our childhood was so troubled. Like Boosie said, Mama, why we were so poor? You know what I'm saying? Why were we so poor? And I just wanted to like ask her that, like, why do we struggle and stuff like that? And I had to kind of realize that my mama came from a struggling background. Like my mama told me a lot about her childhood too. Like, and it made me cry, because I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even born. I wasn't even created, but I wish I was dealt with my mom, you know what I'm saying? To like walk her through. Because they one thing about me, when I was younger, but I didn't play with my mama. I love my mama until she started doing stuff to me. And then had me looking at her like, is you my mama? You know what I'm saying? Like, is you my mama? Do you love me? Do you care about me? Because I feel like coming up, I feel like my mama abused me. Like, I feel like my mom used to take all her anger, all her issues out on me. Like, I used to get hit plenty of times for nothing, because I'm your child like this. She never took my side on things. Like, she always believed the streets over me. She always believed people over me instead of coming to me. And I don't know why she thought she had a sneaky child, because I'm gonna tell you something, I didn't go nowhere. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk to boys like that, because I was scared of boys back in the day when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom always made me believe that boys only wanted one thing, so I was always scared to talk to them. She wasn't the best mother coming up. But as I got older, and when she watched me pushed out my kids, like I pushed out 3 kids, and my mom was there every step of the way. Like especially with my last son, like my son Tavis. He is the most stubbornest child that I got, right? To the point where every time I was pushing, he was coming in and out. And then to the point where I had to grab my mama by her jacket, and everything that she took me through, I pulled it, I jacked her down to my face. And the facial expression that she gave me was like, yeah, I did for everything I took you through. And this, yes, ma'am. You know, I love you dearly, truly, mama, because you brought me into this earth, you brought me into this planet. But it's just sometimes I feel like my mom wasn't fair to me. Like me and my mama could be thick as steel. Like it put us back in life, but we building on it now. But it put us back because I feel like she didn't know how to treat me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know how to treat me. And that's why when it comes to people in the streets or them trying to think they finna mishandle me or do anything to me, it won't rock because of my mom. You feel like my mom made me the soldier I am today. Like truly, honestly. I'm gonna tell you, my mom first said she was pregnant with Alicia. Her name is Alicia. And y'all shout her out. She's on TikTok. I think she got like a lot of subscribers and stuff like that on TikTok. And she, like, I mean, when my mom first had her, we did not know that she had cerebral palsy. Like, we didn't know, because she came home normal. Well, my mom said she knew, because like my sister had like a condition with her stomach and stuff like that, but we just thought she was gonna be a normal child till she couldn't walk. But my sister, it was a lot of challenges with that, because she couldn't do nothing for herself. We had to feed her, clothe her, bathe her, but still they were my little sister, and I'm still to this day very overprotective of her because of that. My sister, she, like, her name is Alicia Scorpio, and she very feisty. Like, I'm gonna tell you something, like, as she grows, it's mind blowing on how her mind is. Like, that girl, I could tell that she done seen a lot of things already by her being in her situation, because she sits on the floor all day on her knees all day. And I, like, constantly, I be wanting to check on her sometimes, but my sister, I don't know. I get a vibe from her that sometimes she feel like she can't tell me stuff because she think I'm gonna tell my mom. But it's only a sister looking out for her, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I know how people are. Somebody, like, my sister, she's 20 now, 21 going. And people try to see her, and they may try to take advantage of her, and I need her to know what type of world this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this not a good world for people like you. People, they try to take advantage of people like her. She get checks, she get this, she get that, and people will try to take advantage of stuff like that with her. But coming up as a child, it was pretty hard. Me and my brother, when we was little, my mom, she didn't have a lot of money, so we used to go to McDonald's, right? And my mom used to buy 3 kids meals, one for me, one for my brother, one for my other brother, and another one for the person who's gonna have to share with my little sister that got cerebral palsy, right? So me and my brother, we used to race to the front seat. So whoever had to get in the back seat had to feed Leisha, you know what I'm saying? They had to feed her. So me and my brother, we used to race to the front seat all the time, so we won't have to feed her, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily not want to feed her, but we want to share our food. Who want to share a Happy Meal, you know what I'm saying? Who want to share their french fries and burgers, you know what I'm saying? So that was trouble. Some complications, like, I remember coming up, in my mother's family, it's 4 of us. Me and my brother, and my sister. And we split in a hole just like that. Me and my brother have the same dad, and they have the same dad. And, like, coming up, my dad always came and got us every weekend. Every weekend. Their dad came, but he didn't come all the time. So when their dad couldn't come, my mom made me and my brother stay and watch them. And, like, they put a freeze on our life sometimes, because we felt sheltered in. We felt like we couldn't go nowhere. We felt like we couldn't do nothing, because we felt like it was unfair to have to sit in the house and watch our sister and brother because they dad didn't come and get them. My mom had to work. But, you know, we made it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Made it fun. And sometimes I remember, like, my sister, she's become, like, lazy sometimes, because she has cerebral palsy, right? And, like, my mom, she used to always try to make her get up, and, like, the doctor said she was able to walk. So she had, like, one of them chairs they can help her get up and walk. And my sister be complaining, thinking that we was picking at her. We're not picking at you. We just know how this life is, and we want you to at least try to get up and try. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least, because I'm telling my sister, she is 20 now, and I bet I know for sure she wishes that she could go back to that time, and she wished she would have tried it to walk, because, like, the doctor said that she was able to walk. Like, and I still encourage it now if she can. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And then she has thousands worth of walks. Like, she shakes with her walk. Like, her body does all of this when she walks. Like, and she really have to walk on her knees. But I'm gonna tell you, one thing I can't give my sister props for doing. She learned how to do stuff by herself. Like she'll know how to make her bed up, change her, you know what I'm saying, her and bathe. She don't know how to do this stuff, because I guess my mama done fussed at her so much, you know what I'm saying, and stayed on her so much about it. Like, she has no choice but to learn how to do some stuff, and I wasn't gonna let her be like that. I don't like that. So, well, I would say it didn't initially start in Atlanta. I wish it did. It actually started in my hometown, Milledgeville, Georgia. I just remember posting a picture on Facebook one day, and this guy hopped in my inbox, and he was like, you would be a perfect person for this reality TV show that I'm doing. And I was like, okay, so what's the deal? Like, let's talk business. Let's see what it is. So he gave me a time, date, be there. And I got there, and I seen what he was laying out, and it seemed legit. So I was like, okay, let's go for it. But as times passed by, he's saying the girls that he originally called to come never came. So it was me and another girl. Her name was Jazz. We was like, okay, let's do a podcast. So we started out with the podcast. And when I say that podcast changed my life forever, that podcast is why I'm here today. Like why I started today. Because like he threw us to the wolves. Like he was like, I see the potential. I know you got a potential. And like I'm gonna say honestly, he was my mentor, you know what I'm saying? Like he put us on a billboard in my hometown. And that's why I say that billboard brought a lot of hate to me. Like, and then I'm gonna tell you, like in my hometown where I'm from, they got the south side, they got the southwest, they got the north side, they got that. And then I'm from the south side. And they put me on the southwest where most of the people, I'm not gonna say most, but a group of people dislike me. You know what I'm saying? Dislike me. And I was like, I knew there was finna be something. I knew it was finna be like a big mess. And after a while, the same people that I knew didn't dislike me started competing with me, started copying everything that I was doing. Like everything they wanted to, they basically want to be in my skin. You know what I'm saying? And as time grow, we interviewed Charleston White. We tried to get the Shabuya girls, Aliza. We interviewed them. I met a lot of interesting people along the way. Like I really love the networking field. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorites. I love meeting different people and stuff like that. But after the podcast, like it became very detrimental to me. Like challenges and stuff started coming up along the way. Like I started realizing things along the way. Like I started realizing the intentions of it and what was really behind it. And what was really behind it was foul play. Like he maybe had an agenda of telling people that he was with me, talking to me, going with me. I don't know the extent of it, truly, honestly. And I think somebody paid him some money to like stop promoting us, dealing with us, like all type of stuff. Like 1 minute we full throttle in the podcast, and all of a sudden it just came to a stop. And I know my hometown just like, what happened? But honestly, they probably already know what happened because they know the type of person that I was dealing with. Like along the way, everybody kept telling me like, look, watch him. He's not good at business. He's not good at this. But I'm gonna tell you something. Like I wasn't trying to go off their word because I get to know a person for myself. And what I got off of Earthquake was, his name is Michael Gautier, Earthquake, DJ Earthquake, 107.1. No, not even 107.1. Shout out to them, but 103.7. You know what I'm saying? And that's his radio station. And like he was a good mentor because I'm gonna tell you, we started out. Our first show was inside of Atlanta, Georgia, Morrow, Georgia Mall, and we filmed with Red from Bad Girls Club. And like I was so nervous, and we like he threw us out to the wolves, like literally he threw us out to the wolves. And like ever since then, he had an eye on me because he was watching. You know what I'm saying? He was always watching. He's always telling me like, listen, it's you. It's like he had an intent to do whatever he was doing, whatever mission he had on the side. But he kept seeing the potential in me. He kept saying, listen, it's you. So when the podcast started falling apart, I kept going. I kept going. I started doing 20 verses. I started doing my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I did a 20 verses with Waka Flocka, Rich Homie Coin, Mozzie from Love and Hip Hop. Like I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to keep going. And I wish the podcast would have kept going. The podcast was named Licks and Jazz Podcast. His YouTube name is GoTel Group on YouTube. You can check me out there. You can check us out. You can check out his whole empire. Because I'm gonna tell you something. We had our downfalls, but like he truly did mean something to me at the time of the day because like he used to always text me out the blue. You a boss. Like keep going. No matter. And that's why when the group started falling apart, I was kind of like, what happened? What's going on? Because we did our big one. Ain't nobody in my hometown came as hard as me and Jazz did. Like we popped out with big artists right off the rip. Red from Bad Girl Club. Then right after Red, Charleston White. And I can call Charleston White right now. If you know what I'm saying, like he still supports us, he still motivates us. Barry White, this like his protege, his cousin. Like Barry, and I'm gonna tell you nothing. I'm gonna give a shout out to Barry because Barry was the person who put me on game. Like he let me knew what was going on. Like he was like, if you got a manager that's swiping your deals for you on the side, he might not be beneficial to you. Like earthquake, like it started to seem like to me like he was getting jealous, or like how you gonna be our manager but was blocking our blessings? Because like people was, me and Jad inbox was on fire. Everybody wanted to do business with it. Everybody wanted to do work with us. Everybody. And it seemed like he was telling us, I'm not gonna lie, some people he was telling the truth about as I got older and seeing it, because you can't do business with everybody because everybody's intentions ain't good. And I go off it, let me tell you something, I'm a God-fearing person, I'm God's child. I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm gonna judge your heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna judge to see how you move, how you is as a person. And some people I can't parlay with, because not admittedly, I want to do business with legit, honest, good intention people. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be the best of me. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, I used to always get told that I need to try modeling, because everybody was saying, "You just pretty, you pretty." That's all I heard. Pretty, 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 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And when it came to the camera, I kind of was camera shy, honestly. But that's why I want to give us another shout out to Diamond Cherie, because I remember I met Todd Uno, and we was out there in Las Vegas. And like, if you was to step on the pavement, your feet would get burnt, because that's just how hot it was out there. Like, it was just that hot out there. And I was kind of like camera shy. And Todd told me, he said, if you don't get your butt out there and stop running from that camera, like I had to face my fears and do it. And ever since then, the camera been like, it been glued to me. I can't turn it away. So after that, I just kept going with modeling and stuff like that. And when it comes to the 20 verses, I honestly and truly enjoyed doing those, because like, how I feel like a first impression is everything. A first impression is everything. And when I met Walker was on some chill type stuff. I really enjoyed doing that 20 verses with Walker, like, because I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even know that Walker told me no the first round. Like, the first round, I introduced myself to him. I told him I had a podcast. I told him I met Charleston White. And after that point right there, he was like, okay. But he told me no. He was like, no, because if me and you fall out, the whole world gonna know. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't hear that part until it actually came out on YouTube. But I'm going off of me and him vibe face to face. And our vibe said yes. His spirit didn't say no. So I went and sat down and got back in line. You know what I'm saying? I got back in line. And so the second, I'm gonna tell you what it was. When I sat down, I had asked the girls, I was like, hey y'all, did he say left or right to me? Because I didn't pay attention to the rules of the game. I'm just excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be here. And I didn't pay attention to the rules of the game. So when I got back in, we still continue. And all the girls around, they were just like, who is you? Where you from? Like, everybody wanted to know who I was, because like they see how he really was digging. You know what I'm saying? He was digging on me, like, and stuff like that. And they were like, oh yeah, he like you. And I made it to the final round of that 20 verses. But he didn't pick anybody, because I feel like I inspired Walker, because I think Walker had hoish ways. You know what I'm saying? I honestly truly think he do and did. And I told him, I said, hey, I feel like you should value your queen. Like, you should value your woman. And he was like, I should. And I was like, yes, sir, you should. And after that, he was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm finna go home to my girlfriend, man. And he didn't choose nobody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't pick nobody. He left 5 girls standing up there looking like. But I ain't gonna lie, I was grateful. I was thankful to be there. When I was 12 years old, I was in a very terrible car accident. I think it happened August the 27th, 2006, on East Broad Street in Hancock County. Me and my brother, we was riding a bike. I never rode bikes with him, never. But he begged me that day to get on a bike with him. I remember getting in the middle of the road. I remember getting in the turning lane of the car. Well, not of the car, but of the road. And I remember it's a 3-way road. It's one coming down the turning lane and one coming up. And I remember as I looked up, I seen a Chrysler 300 coming down. And I didn't see no other car on the road from a long shot, or unless I wouldn't have got in the road. So next thing you know, I seen this car coming down. I said, as soon as this car passed me, that's when I'm gonna continue to go and get across the street. And next thing you know, by the time I continued to do that, I didn't look straight this way, I looked down. And as I looked down, I seen the car coming straight at me, full 45, 55 mile per hour speed, and boom. When she hit me, I went straight up in the air, like straight to the air. Like I either, like I tell my mom, I think I passed away, I died. I'm gonna tell you because I think I passed away because when she hit me, I don't remember coming down. I don't remember coming down from the car. And the only thing I did remember was her scream. I remember hearing her scream when she hit me. And that's when, like, I remember when I think I passed away because I remember the clouds. I remember everything around me was yellow. Like, I remember going into the sky. I remember going, like, everything around me was yellow. Like, the clouds, everything was yellow. And I remember waking up in the middle of the road. And that's when I said, my mind, first thing I thought about was, like, let me hurry up and get out the road before I get hit again. Like, let me get out this road before I get hit again. And that's when I remember the man across the street, he knew my dad. So what he did was he held me while my brother went and got my dad. And my brother like flew down the road to go get my dad. And I remember him holding me like, and the whole time, like my body was just so like slumped. Like I was slumped. Like I didn't have the energy. Like she took all of me when she hit me. She took everything from me. And when that part right there, I remember like looking up and I remember seeing my daddy come across the street like he was tumbling, coming across the street, like one shoe on, one shoe half off and stuff like that. And then when my daddy got there, I just remember hearing my daddy say, "Oh, Lex." Like he was panicking, he was scared. And I kept asking him like, was I okay? Was I okay? I remember blood was everywhere. Blood was dripping from my face, my chest, like blood was everywhere. And I just kept asking him, was I okay? Was I okay? And stuff like that. And that's when they called the ambulance, and the ambulance came, and they kept trying to like put me down on the bed, on the stretcher bed. And when they did that right there, I just kept trying to like, I was unstrapping the strap belts because the whole time one thing I remember getting hit, and when she hit me, I had to keep my body moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if I kept my body moving, I was gonna be. But if I would have been still, I was gonna be slumped. I was gonna be just like that the whole time. So I kept moving. And I had to keep moving by taking the straps off me. I was taking the straps off me the whole time. They kept trying to like cut my clothes off and make sure I ain't have no gushes or no gashes and stuff like that on me. And I remember my auntie, her name is April Wright, the scream that she had let out. Like I just remember her screaming, "Oh, y'all hit my baby, y'all hit my baby, y'all hit my baby." And I just remember that screaming. I remember my granddad crying, like, and I'm looking like, oh my God, it's my fault. I'm blaming myself because like my whole family hurt because I was in the road and stuff like that. And after that point, I remember at the time, I don't think Sparta had a hospital. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing I want to do. Give my hometown a hospital, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have a hospital. So they had to fly me to Macon. And the whole time I'm in the helicopter, they kept trying to push my head back, telling me to lay down. And I'm trying to like get up to see what's going on around me because I'm terrified at the moment. Like I just got hit by a whole car, and they trying to make me lay down, and I don't know what's going on. But when I get to Macon, I remember the first face I seen was my uncle's. He the first face I seen. I remember him just looking through the glass, and he was just shaking his head at me, just shaking his head, like he was just in disbelief on what just happened. And when my mom got there, like she did the most. Like she was just screaming, hollering, crying, panicking, everything. Because I was trying to figure out why everybody was so terrified. And what I didn't know was like this eye, and I still have that bruise on my eyebrow from that car accident. Like this whole eye was fat and black. Like I took a direct hit from that car. Like she hit me, and I guess that happened when I came down because I didn't remember that part. I didn't remember that. And like, I remember my mom, she was just screaming and crying. And my stepdad, his name Leon Scott. I remember like my stepdad, he the type of person, he don't cry. He don't show emotion. But that day right there, he stood right in front of that bed and tears just started falling down his eyes. And I knew then that it was surreal, like something really was going on. And everybody around me was just calling. And I remember when the hospital came and got me, not hospital, the nurses, they came to get me to make sure I didn't have any broken bones and stuff like that. And I remember, like, you know how when somebody passed away, right? And they push you down the hallway and everybody on both sides just saying they feel well to you. But the sad thing about it though, or the good thing about it, I wasn't dead. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't dead. My mom, like on both sides of the hallway, everybody just touching my arm, like saying, "You gonna get through this. You gonna get through this. You gonna be strong. You gonna be strong. You gonna get through this. You gonna get through this." And the whole time, like I didn't know the depth of my situation. She hit me on this side, so I broke. She broke something on my hip when I still walk with that limp to the day because of that car accident. So I remember I had to go through therapy. I stayed in the hospital for 2 months. Well, not 2 months, but a couple of weeks after that. But I'm gonna tell you, the real thing that got me was like when I got home, it seemed like didn't nobody knew what I had went through. Didn't nobody know. Didn't nobody ask me as a person what truly happened. Everybody asked my brother because he seen, like I'm gonna tell you, if anybody I love truly and dearly is my brother, because he watched his sister almost die. You know what I'm saying? Like get killed, and that's why I try to always be there for my brother. Because imagine seeing something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have done the most trying to get my brother out that road if I would have seen some mess like that. But he seen me get hit by a car, and it just like when I got back to school, it seemed like then nobody knew what was going on. My teacher didn't know I was just in a life death situation. She didn't say, "I'm happy you're back, Lexi. I'm happy you're here." Didn't nobody know. And everybody had to go on with their life, and I had to still live with the fact that I got hit by a car. Like I almost lost my life into it. Like nobody asked me truly what happened that day. Like everybody always asked my brother because he had this perception of it, but I was the person who was truly hit. You know what I'm saying, from it. And when it comes to my modeling career, I feel like that doesn't affect me in a way. It shows me that I can, if I survive that, I can survive anything. Like I was hit by a whole vehicle, and if that didn't stop me, then I didn't tell nothing. That right there let me know that I had a sole purpose to be here. I had to have my kids. You know what I'm saying? I had to be the curse breaker. You know what I'm saying? I got to be the one to do it because God said, not that one. And I'm gonna say, I honestly feel like God knew my life was gonna be very troubled, because so like from the beginning, I've always had it hard. I never had it easy. I always had it hard, and He knew that He was gonna like have to watch over me and stuff like that. Like my whole life right now is being guided by God. I have no control over it. You know what I'm saying? Like till the day God called me home, only thing I have to control is the people that's around me, so I won't get disturbed off my path, get disturbed off my journey. But other than that, like I'm good. I enjoy modeling. I'm really a personality type person. I really haven't tapped into my modeling because I just got accepted into this Miss Model of USA competition. Like they are constantly calling me, constantly asking me to be a part of it, and I haven't like shook it down yet to say I'm gonna do it, but I think I want to do it because I'm ready to start posing for pictures and showing my sass, showing my attitude, and just giving it to them. I think I'm ready to do that. I guess I am, I won't say a single mother because like my kids' father are in their life, but I'm single because I choose to like be single until I find my divine partner. So I find somebody I feel that's honestly and truly for me, because honestly, once I realized my worth, that's when I realized that I bring a lot to the table, and I kind of want somebody that can do the same for me. And honestly, like my kids, they're my backbones, and I love them truly. Honestly, I have a daughter. She's a Gemini, very smart. I'm gonna tell you, like, if I don't make it, she is. You know, if I don't make it, she is. And my so she's gonna be 8 June the 14th, and we already planning her birthday right now. She just got promoted to the 3rd grade, so she was just on drill team. Like she can sing, you know. So she like Alicia Keys' "Girl on Fire." Like she loved that song to death. Like that is her song. Like she can come in here and hit all the notes on that song. My middle baby, like my son Kimura was my first love. Like he truly was my first love. Like my first boy son. You know what I'm saying? Your first boy son, my first love. Like we was goofy together, silly together, playful together. He used to fight me, bite me, fart on me, all type of stuff. Like Kimura was my first love. And my 3rd son, Tavis, I went through a lot to bring him in this world. Like he had a very corrupt baby dad. Like he had a corrupt father, I may say, because like when I was first born with, like I first realized that I was pregnant with him. his dad was one of them type of men that like to be in the streets, like to run the streets, or cared about his image in a way. And he kind of had just got out of a relationship, but he still was like entertaining me the whole time. And when I found out I was pregnant with Tavis, it was like a bad time. But honestly, I feel like I had went through so much in a relationship with his dad that I decided I want to keep my child. I didn't care who was there, who had an opinion, who thought, who did, who did. I don't care about my son. And it's still like that to this day. It's just like, I went through hell to bring that boy. And when it was time to give birth to him, I had even more hell. So the motherhood has been great for me overall. They're my biggest blessings. I wake up every day, I do it for them. I thrive for them. Like, I want to be able to, she want to sing, so I want to be so tight with Alicia Keys that Alicia Keys right up the road for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to do. Like, have plugs and connect so her dreams won't be hard to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like, she won't have, somebody in their family gonna have to get it out of the mud, so our family won't have to do it no more. So, and it'll be me. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll be the one. My spirituality, like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you something. I became spiritual when I think 2021, but I think God really, honestly, truly been with me this whole time, because when I was little, I knew nothing about the man upstairs. I knew nothing about God, but I knew that I was always talking to somebody. When I was little, I used to be always talking to myself, talking. I remember when we was staying on Coons Avenue in Sparta, in Milledgeville, I used to sit on the porch and just look at the sky and talk to it. Like, I knew somebody was up there. Somebody was up there. And that's how I knew God was always with me. And I used to always go through troubles in life. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going through it. But I used to, like, my life used to be so bad that every day I had to pray. You know what I'm saying? Every day I had to pray my way through something. And that's why, like, coming up, I've been attached to Boosie, the rapper, the Boosie. Like, he been my mentor my whole life. Like, it started when I was in high school. Like, everywhere I went, free Lil Boosie, because like his story is my life. You know what I'm saying? He was guiding me through with his music, and that's how I knew. I'm gonna tell you something. I could tell a spiritual person from talking to them, especially through his music. Like Nicki's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Boosie, he's spiritual. But it's just like, it just waves through my spirituality. But what brings me peace is my kids, like my life being like a clean house, a clean everything. And then I'm gonna say positive vibes is the biggest thing for me. That will bring me peace. You know what I'm saying? But what really started my spirituality is when in my life I feel like I kept taking dark turns in relationships with the wrong people. And I met this guy. And I guess he was gonna be the one that was gonna break me. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna be the one that was gonna tear me down if I wasn't paying attention, because he was feeding me illusions. He was wanting me to believe what he was telling me, but had other intentions. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time, my spirit guides, my angels, my ancestors, they telling me what he got going on. They put me on game about what he really got going on. Married, multiple women, a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That he tried to get on me, but I feel like that's when my spirituality really kicked in. And when I got into it, I grind, I worked. I went in hermit mode. I grind. I isolated myself, and everything that had something to do with my dream, I took a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went plenty of places, broke, starving, hungry, no money. I went a lot of places just off of faith. You know what I'm saying? I be telling people all the time, that's what you got to do. Like, forget what anybody trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to live your life for you. You only got one life. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to achieve it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, in a way, if you don't do it and God present this opportunity for you and you don't take it, that's a letdown. You know what I'm saying? That's a letdown to God. So I feel like I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get there. So when it comes to my spirituality, I'm very thankful for it. It has, like, awoken me. I'm a better person because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing that you can get over on me or get past me now, because, like, I'm going to tell you what it is. Back in the day, I've been spiritual, but I didn't know I was, because back in the day, when you hang around insecure people, they'll try to tell you that what you thinking ain't what you thinking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't real. But if you believe your intuition and your brain, I'm telling you how I feel. Your brain been with you for, I'm 29. Your brain been with you for 29 years, right? So your brain is your experience buddy. Your experience buddy. and your brain know better than you do. You know what I'm saying? Like your brain gonna tell you stuff quicker, and it's up to you to take that first gut or deny it. And if you deny it, that's you gonna keep going through karmic cycles over and over and over and over until you get the picture. And what I did was I got tired of going through the karmic cycle over and over and over and over. And I got the deal, I sealed it, and now everything that I feel is right, I do, and everything I feel is wrong, I get it away from me. And that's what it is. But I honestly do want to encourage everybody to take in a spiritual journey because it changed my life forever. It truly, honestly. I'm here today because of spirituality. I'm here today because, like, honestly, I just told y'all the story about how I got hit by a car. I knew that day was coming. I knew that day was coming. I knew I was going to be able to tell my story one day. I just didn't know how, who, where, what, but I knew it was going to get done. Okay, in the next 10 years, honestly, I'm going to tell you what I want to do. I want to do stuff in my hometown. But my hometown, I visualize them to be very crooked people. Like I try to use my discernment with them, but I want to like build studios, I want to like help people. Like God put me out here to help. You know what I'm saying? Help and heal. That's all I really want to do. And I want to like open up studios for people to come and chase their dreams, like open up opportunities for people. But in my perspective, what I want to do is like continue my journey in modeling. I wanna check off Love and Hip Hop. I want to be able to get on Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Miami, Atlanta, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? I can sing a little bit, but I have never just tapped into it because I remember when I was little, and this girl, she asked me to sing, and I sung for her one time. She was like, "Oh my God, listen, you can sing," and it blew me. It blew me because like I'm listening from somebody else's perspective, and they were like, "It sounds good." My mama even heard me a couple times. She was like, "Listen, it sounds good, but I just never went in that perspective because like I'm scared of them. But if I was to get in the studio, I think I'd come up with I'd be like Sexy Red, come up with that one hit wonder, and I could just keep on going from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it's a lot of stuff I want to do in my life right now. Like I'm tackle everything, any opportunity that God has He present me with, I promise to seal that deal with it. And I work at Lake Oconee right now, Reynolds. I'm a front desk concierge. And like I'm so thankful for that job because like I love being around people who are peaceful and got a good vibe, and they don't have a lack mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I already got and try to accomplish, they done it 3, 4, 5 times. So if anything, they give me the game on telling me what to do and how to do and what to do. Like they walk up to me all the time. Don't be renting these houses because they getting the government getting over on you. You know what I'm saying? Get you something better, get you this, get you that, and it just. I'm using that job as an inspiration to keep going. Like I love the people around there. I truly do love them. And any last words? I want to say to anybody out there that want to chase a dream, and to anybody that looks up to me, if you're gonna learn anything from me, it's to learn how to, I feel, use your discernment in situations. Learn how to maneuver in life. And learn not to it's people I've seen plenty of times. Like I'm gonna say, ever since I became this entrepreneur, I be like a talent hunt searcher. Everywhere I go, I run into people who got potential and they don't even be seeing it in themselves sometimes. And it be making me mad because I be like, get up, do something, come on. But I can't force nobody to see it when they don't see it themselves. So when it comes to anything on the last words, I just want to tell anybody, if you want to chase your dreams, give it your all. Give it your all and chase everything. Like God gonna line it up for you. You just gotta walk. You gotta put in that work. You gotta take them steps. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, it's not gonna fall in your lap. It's not gonna fall in your lap. You gotta meet God halfway. That's the key to it. You got to meet Him halfway, and He gonna. I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to these haters, y'all. God done did it to me 3 or 4 times. When people hate on you, God will definitely get a table for you, line it up, and get a front row seat so they will be sitting back watching your success. They will really be back all day hating like hell because it's you and not them. And then instead of them like taking and wanting to learn from you, they would want to copy off of you. But I'm gonna say, so people like that will never get nowhere in life because I feel like if you gotta copy anybody in life to be somebody, it won't last long. You'll be better off doing your own thing. Originality is the key. That's how a lot of people are successful now. Like originality is the key. You got to find out what you good at. You got to find out what your yin and your yang. I'm good at podcasting, personality, but I promise you, it's something else that I'm even better at. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. But you just got to get out here and chase your dreams and let God lead the way. I pray every day for my kids. I pray every day for my family. Like, we done been through a lot of stuff, but I love my mom. I love my dad for being there for me as a child. Cause my dad, I haven't spoken on my dad a lot. I love my dad a lot. Like my mom always told me that my dad was always there for me when I was young. I was his first daughter, and he always been there for me. And my granddad, I'm actually spoiled in life. I just had bad stuff happen to me, but I'm spoiled. You know, like God, I thank God do it. He spoiled me too, but I'm actually spoiled with life, with the right people in my life. So just go after them dreams and chase them to the fullest. Don't give up. Period. Don't give up. That's the key. Don't give up.